Liverpool's third straight draw of 2026. It has finished goalless at the Emirates between Arsenal and Liverpool for the first time since August 2015 in the Premier League. We'll get the thoughts of Phil Thompson and Jason McAteer over the course of the next hour, as well as our fans panel. Louis Vogel joins us from the Supporters Club in Philadelphia. We've got Courtney and Abigail as well. We will get to them very shortly, but we'll start here in the studio. Jason, there are good points and bad points. Was that the former?
Yeah, just listen to what you said there. The three draws on the spin. Two have felt like defeats, I must admit. But this kind of felt like a bit like a win, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I know it went maximum points, but just the way in which we were wrote off before the game, and no one gave us a chance, and obviously missing Ekitike, and we didn't quite know how it was going to line up, and then, you know, what an away performance. And I mentioned to you, didn't I, when we were watching the game, you know, they were good at West Ham, they were good at Tottenham, two good away performances. And then tonight, they got into the groove, they were at it, they wanted it, they moved the ball with a purpose. Almost got it rewarded with Conor Bradley hitting the bar in the first half. It was so unfortunate after really good build-up play. I think that really settled them down. And then second half, I thought was an outstanding away performance. I thought they gave Arsenal absolutely nothing, and thoroughly deserved the point. And on another night, we could have nicked it.
Credit where credit's due. You know, the boys have took a lot of criticism, and I thought tonight against a very good team, I thought we were absolutely excellent. We had to sort of withstand the press. Playing against Arsenal, everybody fancies for the title, and we were absolutely. I thought we were fantastic. We obviously stayed in the game at certain times in the first half, and I thought the second half performance was we dominated it. They were lost. We were very clever. We kept leaving the ball with their two centre backs, which they didn't know what to do with it when they come near the halfway line. Everything about it was working. There was players. I can't think of one player who has had an off night. I thought it was top class, and they've had a lot of criticism, a lot of players, and they all stood up there tonight against a very good team.
A lot of positives to take. I remember Graham Taylor once saying that it's always the end of the game that people walk away from the ground talking about, which is the one negative is poor Conor Bradley looked in serious pain at the end.
Yeah, we obviously wish him well, don't we? And we hope, it's nothing too serious. It didn't look great. Really, I've got to mention it. I was really disappointed with Martinelli as a fellow professional.
Disappointed?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to hold my words in here, but Tom was right. You know, I thought it was disgusting the way he acted. It was really poor from a fellow professional. You could tell. Listen, we both played the game. You've been involved in the game a long time. You can tell when a player's hurt, when a player's playing for time, when a player's, you know, just play acting and stuff. You could tell straight away. Conor, he lost his footing. There was no need for him to go down unless he was hurt. He was really hurt, and then the manner in which Martinelli, he showed no compassion towards a fellow professional who could be seriously injured. It was disgusting, to be honest.
Throws a ball at him, puts his knee into his back,
and pushes
and
him
then
off
he tries to drag him. Somebody who's seriously hurt. And I know we can always go, Jason's right. You know when you're a player and when you've done something wrong. And Jason's had a bad injury, I've had bad injuries. You know. Honestly, and Rob, and I was thinking, this, when he's tried to push him back on, I thought, you clown, you absolute clown. His own players should have gone, what are you doing? What are you doing? They should have dragged him away before it happened.
It's the arm, isn't it? It's kind of where it doesn't look good for me, and Tomo's right. You know, we both had serious injuries. When you go down, your arm seems to go up. It's like you're crying out for help, and his arm goes straight up, and you can just tell. There's absolutely no need for him to do what he's done tonight, and it'd be nice to know if some of the players, his own players, have a word with him, to be fair, because it was just disgusting.
I'm worried about Ibu, because I think Ibu was going, look,
well, I hope you have words in the tunnel.
You in that tunnel, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you look at it, it's not an even fight.
And a shame as well, because that right hand side had looked really good, and actually it was Conor who came closest to scoring the decisive goal with that effort that came back off the crossbar.
Yeah, I thought it was Wirtz at first, and then obviously it turns out it was Conor, but he could have hit it with his left, couldn't he? And he comes back on his right.
It was a chance, wasn't it, with his left, but you think the goal's open, so take it on, just have a go, just try and lift it in. But then he's tried to sort of get it on, but I still thought he'd make great connection. I actually, during the commentary, thought it was in. and he clipped it so well, because I think if he doesn't get as much purchase, the keeper actually gets a touch to it.
Yeah, it was one. Yeah, you're right, because he's took that extra touch to come back onto his right. He's given the keeper
a couple of yards,
enough time to make them yards up. And Tomo's right. I don't think he could have done anything else, but it comes back off the bar. But listen, that right-hand side was fantastic, and Tomo touched on it before. The whole team, there's no one I can point a finger at who didn't give an honest performance tonight, who dug in when they needed to, who didn't shy away from the challenge. But if we're going to highlight a few of the real positives, Frimpong tonight I thought was outstanding. We highlighted that area of the pitch, didn't we? We knew it could be a threat because of the pace. We were worried because of obviously no ekitike getting in behind, and where was that pace going to come from? I always felt Frimpong was going to play. I picked him in my team yesterday in the preview show. I just thought he'd be a good get out. Plus there was no Calafiori tonight, so it was an opportunity for him to shine, and he did. He really did.
He just didn't have the confidence, did he? When he went through the inside right position.
Yeah.
And you go on, son, it's your night. You've played really well. Go on, take it. And then even his pass is poor. And you think, just go, put your foot through it.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to criticise you. You've got two other players, but it's going to have to be a really good ball. And he was just absolutely frightened the life out of him. The other one as well, when he's through down the middle and he heads it, but he can't get his head, and he heads it up in the air rather than forward, he'd have been in on goal.
It's such a threat, pace, certainly in the modern game. I mean, it was when we played, but nowadays, teams play with that high line when they're confident, aren't they? And certainly Arsenal at home, we expected to be. He was always going to be a threat, but it was about Liverpool getting on the ball, and Tomo highlighted that there we kept it really well before Conor actually hits the bar, and it kind of silenced the crowd down. But I felt it was just the first time in a game that Liverpool started growing in confidence. They kept it, the little one touch, two touch, they worked their way through the lines, they went back into the centre half, then they went back through the middle, and they made Arsenal really work for it, and then they got the rewards by getting the effort off the back of it. But I kind of felt it gave Liverpool a bit of real confidence that they were in the game. It was like, I think
their fans gave us confidence. I think you've felt, like, doing the commentary there, you could feel it, the groan starting to grow with about 20-25 minutes to go. You could feel it. They understood we were now in control, and we'd done it all in the right manner, better than what I've seen for most of the season. Even the passing from Ibu to Verge went quickly. And we moved the ball and we lent it to each other the way you should do. The more you dally on it. But then when the ball could go forward, we got between the lines.
But when Tomo talks there about the moans and the groans from the Arsenal supporters, that was the point I was trying to make before kick-off about emotion, is that 65 minutes in a game at home, when Liverpool are going for the title, that's when the crowd and the cop comes into its own, because they're driving the team on, whereas I feel sometimes it becomes stressful, anxious at Arsenal when the crowd feel like that in a game of that nature.
There's a history there, isn't there? There's a history of not getting over the line, and it's draw. We mentioned it before when we were waiting for Thomas to come in. It was like they've had 14 draws last season. The crowd know you can't afford to draw games, especially at home where they've been so good. But it's a crowd, I think. Listen, I may be a bit biased with our crowd. Our crowd are the best in the world, but I don't really see us getting nervous, our crowd, but their crowd do for some reason. I think maybe it's because they haven't got over the line, they haven't won anything in 5 years, and they're so eager for it, aren't they? And it's like, we need to score, and when, like Tom said, when they're getting dominated by an opposing team, it's kind of like, oh, come on, we need better, and it's kind of like they don't stop supporting them.
I think it's that nervousness, isn't it? Over the last couple of years, we've nearly been there, and is this draw, because they've gone into this one thinking they made it like a European night. They had all the things. They made all them and all the fireworks and everything going off, and I'm going.
They even started off with a
semi-final of the European Cup,
like the first 5 minutes of the game.
But that's the way it was. But that's why it was such a good performance, because in atmospheres like that, for you to draw the game away from somebody so good, and they could feel it, they knew we were on top.
Again, this is something we talked about before the game, about title races, and you've been in more than both of us combined quite comfortably. But as to whether in that dressing room, or even waking up this morning, they would have felt a lot more pressure because City didn't win last night.
Arsenal feeling the pressure. Yeah, They'll have thought, this is our time, this is the one. And that's why the fans were like that, Rob. You're quite right. They'll have gone, oh, they can see it being dragged away from. We need to take advantage of all the draws that happened last night. And we've not. It's not just that we've not done that. We've been poor. And you're getting on the back. I was amazed we didn't have booze near the end for them sitting top by what? They were 5 points, 6 points now. I'm amazed that they didn't come out with that.
Yeah, so just to touch on it, I think 8 points, I think they want it. I don't think they'd like it. I think they want it. Like, they'd feel a lot more comfortable with it being 8 points rather than 5. Because, like we talked about before, the mindset is the only question mark they haven't ticked on getting over the line. Everything else they've ticked, and this season they've ticked a lot of other boxes as well. It's just that mindset of getting over that line that they don't know. So of course they want an 8 point gap, don't
and
they?
The other thing is, daft thing is, they've not been good, because there's some of the games, Rob, you know, that Aston Villa game, that first half, Villa were by far the better team. Not even staying, but the Bournemouth game. So it's things, but you got over the line. We started to do it. We were there at the start of the season, the first 5 games. We were just getting over the line. That can easily spin as the draws come in from last year. So you've got to make sure you take advantage at crucial times, and they haven't. I think they're wobbling a little bit, and that won't have done them any good.